Okay, for our next pattern, let's look at it again. In order to figure this one out, in order to analyze this pattern, I'm going to look at how it's growing. So I'm going to go back to my new tiles color, which I've just chosen as yellow, and I notice that in this pattern, I notice that the next tiles are here. I see that it's growing there. The other difference that I see is I notice that this is one longer than that, so I think this is a new tile here. And then, yeah, I see that growing again. There's another set of 3 on this end. And then there's one up here that's getting added. Okay, so if I was to keep going with that, if I was to draw the next pattern, I would have, let's see, this set of 3 here that I see, these sort of like groups of 3 that are coming out, would be 4. So it would be, let's see, it would look like this. 1, 2, 3 tall, and it would be 4 long, like that. And then I see that there are these 2 right here. So there's 2 that don't seem to change at all. They've been the same. They've been the same each time, so I'm going to keep them the same because being the same every time is also a pattern. And then this line here went from 2 to 3 to 4, so I see it growing by 1. So I'm going to make this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to make it this. So that's how I sort of look at this. There is no right or wrong way to see this growing. There are lots of different correct ways to see the tiles growing. This is just sort of how I view it. But it doesn't matter how you view it. You should come up with the same amount growing as long as you're being consistent and following the same rules every time. You should see the same amount. So, and you should come to the same conclusions. So when I see it getting smaller, if I go the other way, I notice that this line here is getting shorter and shorter. And so when I go to figure 1, I think that this top one is the new tile because it has been the whole time. And I think that this is that these 3 are the new ones because they have been the whole time. Now, what's going to be really tricky about this one is, so what's it going to be like in figure 0? And so in figure 0, well, I've sort of seen this row get shorter and 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 shorter. So I think that's going to be, instead of being 2 high, instead of having a height of 2 or a height of 3 or 4, I think it's going to go 5, 4, 3, 2. I think it's going to have a height of 1. So that tower just has a height of 1, and it's going to look like that. It's just going to be that big. I think I'm still going to have the part of the pattern was that there were these 2 the whole time, and so I think that those 2 are still going to be there, like that. And then let's see, these 3, I think these are getting smaller. I see 4 rows of 3, 3 rows of 3, 2 rows of 3, 1 row of 3. I think in this one there's going to be no rows of 3. So I think that this is actually what it's going to look like. And so that means that these, oops, let's get a different color. I like the color. I think that means that these are my starting tiles right here, and that I see those carrying over in every single one. And I'll use my same highlighter that I was using before. These are my original 3 tiles that I think are from figure 0. Right there. And then, as I see those tiles, like, so when I look at other, how do these connect to my figure numbers, right? Figure 0, figure 1, figure 2, figure 3, figure 4. Actually, kind of becomes kind of easy again. I see, let's see, I have added, I have a little row of 2 here. Well, in group 2, I have a row of 2. It usually takes me until at least figure 2 before I figure this out. And then I'm looking for other things that go with figure 2 here. And what I see is that I guess I could look at it as there are two groups of three, right? 1, 2. Or I could look at it as there are three groups of 2. 1, 2, 3. Either way works. Let's see. I think for two groups of 3, too big of an eraser. I need to fix that. Two groups of 3 means that I have one group of 3 and I have another group of 3. That would be one way of looking at it. And then I have let's see, another group of 3. I have this 3 here, and then I have 1, 2, 3 groups of 3 there. And then in this one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 3. But that number of groups of 3, and in the first one, I have that little tower there, and then I have this group of 3 here. Those all match my figure numbers as well. So I have one group of 3 and a tower of 1. I have a tower of 2, and I have 1, 2 groups of 3. Then I have a tower of 3, and I have 1, 2, 3 groups of 3. And then I have a tower of 4, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 3. So it's really interesting, but what it means is that, let's see, I start out, if I was to try to like make a pattern for this, I would say, well, my figure number matches the height of the tower. So I have one figure number here. So, oops, let's see. Let's go with my figure number colors here. I have one figure number here. One figure number. Right? It's the same here. It's 3. This is the figure number. And then I have 2. That's the figure number. And then I have 1, and that is the figure number. Okay, but then I also have one, I have the figure number times 3 again. So I have one figure number here, but then over here, I have 3 times the figure number. So I have 3 figure numbers. And then here I have I have 3 times 2, right? 3 figure numbers again. The figure number is 2, and I have 3 times that. And then over here, I have figure number times 3. Again, the figure number is 3, and then this is times 3. And then over here, I have the figure number oh, no, sorry, not the figure number times 3. I have the figure number, not the figure number times 4. I have the figure number times 3 again. So look, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 3 sets of each one. So 3 times 4 is 12, and then I have this one over here. But then I also have in each one, I also have plus the original 3 tiles. So, and in this one, I have the figure number. The tower is 0. There's 0 sticking up here, so that's one figure number. And then there are 0 groups of 3, so that's 3 times the figure number again, so it always works. So let's see, so I have, we said x was figure number, so this is 1x plus 3x plus 3 for the original tiles. In every case, 1x plus 3x plus 3 for the original tiles. Right, the original tiles, I'm going to make them green. The original tiles are green just like they are here. And so what happens if you have 1x plus 3x plus 3? Well, you get 4, if you combine like terms, you get 4x plus 3. So my tiles equal 4x plus 3 in each one. So again, it's really just like 4 figure numbers times 3. And that actually makes sense to me too. If I look at it this way, I can say, well, here the figure number in this one is 4. There is the figure number once. Here it is twice. Here it is 3 times. Here it is 4 times. 4 times the figure number. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times in figure 3. And in figure 2, what's going on here? Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. I could look at it that way as well. Yeah, so we come up with y equals 4x plus 3. And so if I wanted to know how many figures, oh, well, let's test that actually. Let's test it. I'm going to test figure 3. So figure 3 actually has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 tiles. Let's see if our rule helps us do that. Over here on the side, I'm going to do figure number 3. So I am saying that I will get y equals 4 times the figure number plus 3. So y is going to equal 4 times, for figure 3, that's 4 times 3 plus 3, which is 4 times 3 is 12 plus 3. So it does, it equals 15, it matches. Yeah, it works. I think you'll find that it works all the time. And what if I was going to do, what about figure number 100? If I was going to do figure number 100, I would say that there was 4 times 100 plus 3, and that would tell me that y equals 400 plus 3. So my tiles equal 4. There would be 403 tiles in each one. And it would be these 3 tiles here, plus a tower that was 100 tall, and then 3 lines that were 100 long, right on top of each other here. A rectangle that was 3 by 100.